So limited today were Jair, Kenny Clark, Elton Jenkins, Keyshawn Nixon, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, Devontae Wyatt. Did not participate, Corey Ballantyne, Josh Myers, Quay Walker, and Elton Jenkins.
Matt, does Robert have an official title? Did you hire him? Is he just helping out? Why do you want to bring him in?
Yeah, he's, you guys, we've been close for a really long time. We were roommates together back at Central Michigan, so, we thought it was a good idea just to bring him here, and he's helping us on the offensive side of the ball. I think that's always a good deal to have that perspective, that defensive perspective on that side of the ball. So just taking a look at some of the things we're doing.
For any period of time or?
I'd say it's pretty fluid.
Will he be here most days, most weeks, the rest of the year?
Again, it's pretty fluid. I think it's important for him to spend time, obviously, with his family. So he's staying through Thursday and going back on Friday.
He's staying with you and Bree?
God, you guys want to know all our business. Yes, he is staying.
Specifically, had more look at the offensive side. He had mostly defensive background.
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for, him to learn, and also for him to help us and give us perspective on how teams might see us, how they might defend us. Certainly can find holes or some vulnerabilities, if you will, in the defense that we're playing. So yeah, that's how we're going to use them.
Right, I think you did the same thing with Aubrey.
Yes, we did it a couple years ago, so it's not like this hasn't happened before. We had Aubrey Pleasant here, and we found that to be beneficial. I think it's beneficial on both accounts too, just for him and for us.
Did you wait about 5 minutes after he departed New York to reach out to him, or how'd that all come together?
You guys know that, again, he's one of my closest friends, and so we immediately talked, and, I didn't try to put any pressure on him whatsoever. I just said, hey, if you want to stay involved or whatever, the opportunity would be here if you wanted it.
What did it say about him that he did want to take that opportunity? A lot of coaches in this league might be going off to a beach somewhere for the rest of the year.
Well, I told him to do that, but he didn't listen. I just think it speaks to how much he loves the game of football, and was obviously I think it's tough when it gets kind of taken away from you, I don't think it was the right decision, but that's not for me to say. So.
What kind of defensive mind does he have, being around him, knowing him the way you do?
Well, I think he's got an elite defensive mind, but that's why I want him on the offensive side, so he can help us attack the defenses.
Help that him and Jeff work together so there's no awkwardness at all.
Yeah, I'd say so. Absolutely.
Would there be a scenario where Jeff would lean on him, or you'd ask him to do a total picture?
No, I don't want to do that. I think half and our defensive staff have a great thing going right now, and I totally trust them, and so I think it's year one. He's kind of got to go through it himself, and so I don't want to do that. Anything about Jacksonville Jaguars?
Thought of the way they played their, they won 2 of the last 3. Lawrence seems to be playing better. I guess what have you thought of just their last few games?
Well, I think when you look at this team, they have lost a game by 3 points, by 4 points, and by 5 points. And and they were in command versus Houston and versus Miami, and they easily should have won. They could be 5-2, sitting the same as us right now. So I think that speaks to who this football team is. They've got weapons in every phase of the game. They've got receivers that are explosive. The tight end's explosive. They got 2 runners. They got a franchise quarterback. And then I think you look at the defensive side of the ball, and just their ability to get after the quarterback is it's real. They got 2 edge rushers that are 2 of the best in the game. So shoot, on teams they're making plays. They had a 96-yard punt return for a touchdown last week, and so we've got to play a consistent 4 quarters against this team. This is a very good team. And again, this is the National Football League, so you better get ready to play your best each and every week.
They got Evan Ingram back recently. How does his presence impact their offense?
Well, he's a game changer because you just don't see too many tight ends with that speed. So, and he's one of many. I think they've got I just think it's a pretty strong roster.
Now, is there any benefit to if you face the rest of the AFC South, they face them? Does that benefit you guys at all? And if so, kind of seeing how they played and how you guys have played?
I don't think so. I think every game is a different game. So I think there's maybe some benefit to seeing how they've attacked similar defensive schemes as we have in Indy and in Houston. So, but again, every game plan's a little bit different. It's not like we can read their mind on what they're going to do, but you kind of get a glimpse of that. And you know, they've done pretty well against that scheme, so it's going to be a good challenge this week for our defense.
Eric Wilson had a big game Sunday, obviously, in Quay's absence. But he's one of your older guys on defense. What has his experience kind of meant to was kind of the young position group for you?
Yeah, I think it's been outstanding because you look at what he did not only defensively, but he's still contributing and making his presence felt on defense as well. So. Yeah, I can't say enough great things about Eric Wilson. Just he is a pro's pro. He does everything the right way. He leads. He helps guys that are trying to take snaps away from him on the defensive side of the ball. But he's still a great veteran leader. And then when given the opportunity, he's gone in there and has been impactful. I thought he played an outstanding game the other day to come away with that type of production and multiple big plays in critical situations when you're talking about some of those third downs. So he has been an invaluable piece for us.
Two whole games since Xavier had an interception, but last week he was rushing off the edge for a sack. He seems like he can do everything. What have you been most impressed with? What's he best at?
I don't know what he can't do, to be honest with you. I think he can play in coverage. He can do it all. Obviously, he can rush off the edge. He's got unbelievable ball skills and ball production. He's super instinctive. I think he's really fit in well with what we're trying to get done here in terms of being a leader and embracing some of these younger guys and helping them along. So, yeah, we're lucky to have a guy like that.
Hey, Matt, how good has it been for Romeo in these two games since the Rams game to have been productive and within the confines of the flow of the offense to kind of get that in pretty far to the rearview mirror and move forward?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great for everybody because he made some very tough, difficult catches in this last game, and that's what we expect from him. And it's not a surprise because we see it all the time in practice. The hours that he puts in that nobody sees. I mean, he's in there, on the jugs machine at 7 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 in the morning, catching balls. So like he again is his process is, and I saw it early on when we first got him when he was a rookie. He is just consumed by football, and he's going to get everything out of his career.
Matt, looking at the Jaguars, in particular, Trevor Lawrence, what have you seen from him just this season and how he's tried to lead that offense?
I see an elite quarterback that's capable of making every throw, and then he can beat you with his legs. So I don't think there's anything he can't do. I think he is an elite guy, and he's got some weapons around him. And like I said earlier, I just think it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Matt, Bullard had a reputation for being a hitter in college and everything. Did you know that Evan Williams was as good a tackler or as physical as he was coming out of college?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we liked about him. But I think, he's been able to refine that too and get better and better and better. And, I mean, that's what you have to do in this league. You got to continue to improve, whether you're a rookie or you're in your 10th year. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And I think Evan's approach to the game, I think, DA and RD and Perk have all done a great job with him, and along with Halfley, to help him, expedite, I would say, his development.
Two more, please.
How have you thought Savage is fitting in over there?
I think Sav's done a nice job, just showing that versatility. You know, playing the nickel, playing the safety wherever they need him. They've had a couple injuries. He goes down playing the nickel position, and yeah, he's an elite talent, no doubt about it. And there's nothing he can't do. So happy to see him having success.